Hey, Michael deMeng here. I told some of you guys that I had a little surprise for you. So today's surprise is actually we're going to go, we're floating down some tributaries, some Mexican tributaries, and we're heading to the Isla de las Muñecas. And we're taking a little boat, sort of almost like a Mexican gondola ride up the river, and really a river, a bunch of water. And we're going to this strange little island, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. But in the meantime, I'll get you sort of a gist of some of the things that we're seeing on the way. Of course, you can see the brightly colored boats that adorn the riverway. This is off season, so these are empty. Theoretically, when the tourist season's high, these things are filled and going up and down. As it is right now, my friend Stacy and I, we have a boat to ourselves, and it's about a 2-hour boat ride, so it should be an interesting journey. So a nice leisurely day down the floating gardens on the way to the Island of Dolls. That's Isla de las Muñecas. The Island of Dolls is an interesting ghost story. Starts back sometime back in the 1920s. But basically, as the story goes, down, probably about another hour plus down this boat ride, there's a little island that we'll get to where there was a tragic event. 3 children were playing on this island, 3 little girls, and one of them drowned. And it's been said that the island that we're going to, the little girl spirit haunted. And after that, some strange things happened. Not so much with the ghost, but with what happened with the person who was living on it. The place we're going to, on this little island, there was a hermit who took up residence on this island, and he started seeing ghosts of this little girl. And in an effort to appease the spirit of this little girl, basically he started collecting dolls. And he would go into Mexico City, which are really not that far from Mexico City. He would go into Mexico City and collect various dolls to start hanging up around the It's said that there are up to, thousands, in my understanding, of dolls that either he collected in Mexico City or that people brought to him. Now, one of the things that we're going to see are dolls that are not necessarily ones that he necessarily picked up, but ones that were given to him. The locals here would go out to his place and exchange some of the produce that he grew, and in exchange they bring him dolls. So that's one of the things that we're going to see, is sort of a variety of an offering from him to the spirit and others to him to offer to the spirit. So we're pretty excited to see what sort of goodies he has on the island. Well, we're definitely getting closer. The reason I can tell is I hear this screeching in the background of birds, which I'm thinking are not really birds, but actually some of those dolls that go, "Mama." So I think we're getting pretty close. So all you Barbie friends, all you people who collect dolls, stay clear, or they may get hung up on one of these trees. Well, this must be the entryway. Okay, made it to the island. It's friggin' weird, and if you're anything like me and you dig old, aged, decaying stuff, my forte, you would love this place. Let me show you a little bit. So all over the island, we've got these little guys hanging up everywhere. We've got our Ken dolls, of course, and little babies of all shapes and sizes. They are strung up everywhere. So what's great about this stuff is just what the natural elements did to some of these guys. They're just downright grungy. So I'm going to wander around this island and take a look at a bit more of this stuff. First place that we came to was the museum. So why don't we go take a peek in there, because there's a shrine inside there that we can look at. So I'm inside the museo, which is lined with dolls of all shapes and sizes, and some, as you can tell, are really quite old and just creepy grungy. You just gotta love that. Some look like they've been actually burned at some point, but you gotta love this one. Look at the face on this. Isn't that great? Now, when we get back into the studio, I'm actually going to show you how to make some of these creepy dolls, and we don't need old and discarded dolls. If you have something that's brand spanking new, we can do the same kind of thing. But yeah, and of course, I don't know if I can show you how to make cobwebs, but you know, we can usually let the spiders do some of that. Now over here, we actually have Don Julian, who is the man who started this crazy, wild collection. And below his photograph, we have a shrine, which in the back of it, we see a little doll or mannequin, if you want to call it that, adorned with rosaries and you know, little hat and glasses. And then below her feet, we actually have offerings that were made to her, and of course, you know, donations and monies as well. And so this is actually at the center of the museum. It's a strange museum, dirt floors and, and very rough walls and spiders everywhere. But nonetheless, it is a museum of the old and rotting, and definitely I could see coming here at night might creep you out a little bit.